Hi guys, it's Carissa. I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Today is cycle day 3 and I have my plan for this cycle. It is different from what we've done in the past, so I'd like to share it with you. I am doing my very first injectable IUI, which is also my first cycle covered by insurance. And I wanted to make sure that everything went through properly because our insurance is a little bit tricky and only covers this procedure with doctors who are in network, and not all of the doctors at my practice are. So after speaking to insurance and billing and scheduling, what we came up with and what looks like is going to work is if I have my actual insemination done with one of those in-network doctors, I'll be fine and everything will be covered. The insemination itself will most likely take place at the same office that did my egg retrieval and transfer because the doctors that are in network work out of that office almost exclusively. They do occasionally come to the Rochester office like once a week or something, but it's most likely I'll have to drive a little bit longer to do that, and that's totally fine with me. The insemination itself is $300, so I'll actually just be paying a copay instead of that $300, and that wasn't really what I was as concerned about. I was more concerned about the medications because with injectables it gets pricey. So everything looks good for that so far. I will be doing Cetrotide and Gonal F, and it'll be a 1-month cycle versus the birth control and Lupron type of cycle that I did for IVF. Part of the reason why I wanted to do IVF later, like after February or March time, is because of the cost of the medications and the monitoring. Even though we did pay for 2 fresh cycles through the contract that we did, and that's already covered, like the ICSI, all that stuff's already paid for. The medications are expensive and the monitoring is, and just after Christmas, that seemed like too much money to spend all at once. And I also don't really have any kind of history with injectable medications because the first time I used them was for IVF. I have a container right there of Brazil nuts and walnuts that I was using to stack my camera on before when I tried to record this video. But an alarm went off on my phone, and you can see it there. Anyway, I wanted to take a break. I didn't want to do it again right away. I didn't want to spend the money again right away. And I also like the idea of having a little bit more history of what my body reacts to with injectables, like under my belt kind of a thing. Because I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I didn't respond well to injectables for IVF. I didn't come up with very much for eggs, and I didn't come up with very much for mature eggs. So I know that it's a huge gamble with PCOS though, because it's so unpredictable and one cycle doesn't necessarily speak for another. But this is what I feel most comfortable with. I'm just going with my gut instinct on this, you know? So that is what is going on. We did get the option to do the long Lupron protocol with the birth control and all that, but I spoke to Mike about it, and he always puts it in my hands. He always wants me to make the decision, and I appreciate that and I respect that, but I really wanted his opinion this time, and after talking it over for a while, we did decide we would stick with the 1-month cycle and just do the Cetrotide instead of the Lupron. And I don't know, we don't really have a good reason for it. It's just like, all right, well, let's just try this now, you know? We've been having monitored cycles for quite a while now, and we've tried a lot of things, and I think we feel a lot less serious about it than we used to, because nothing we really think through 100% and decide 100% even means that's what's going to work. So I had a nice phone call with him, and he made me laugh, and he always makes me feel so much better about the position we're in. And ultimately, he wanted it to be my decision, but his opinion was that he thought doing a 1-month cycle would be good. And I agree. I don't really like the feeling of dragging out another really long cycle unless it's for IVF. And that might seem silly, but that's just how I feel. So that's everything. I ordered my medication. It should be arriving tomorrow. And I will start on 75 units of Gonal-F tomorrow. So that is this cycle, and we'll see what happens. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.